guys, it's Hannah. I'm feeling inspired right now, honestly. This is my stream room. Welcome to my stream room, my lovely little room. I have two rooms actually. This is my stream room. It is unfinished. I moved in not that long ago. It looks pretty rough around the edges. This is the setup. And then this is like the desk where I do like, you know, styling a wig for cosplay. And I just do like journaling and all that fun stuff. Let me show you my other room actually real quick. I'm still in the process of updating this room. You like my diva hat? Anyways, this is my bedroom. This is my lovely bed. I love my bedroom so much. It is my safe place. I still am working on it, but this is my TV. This is my mirror. I have a bunch of sticky notes. Yeah, do you guys see like all this camera setup? I feel so professional. But these are all my sticky notes. I like to put Bible verses and affirmations so that whenever I look in the mirror every morning, I just kind of like try to get my mindset right. I have been really struggling mentally recently. I feel like I don't really have goals. Like I have some really overwhelming large goals, like, you know, I'm Christian, so do everything for God, bring more people to Jesus in an awesome way, show God's love to people. Like when doing social media, my main goal is to show God's love and build a loving community where people feel like a true, pure version of love to as many people as possible. So since I want to reach as many people as possible, that's an awesome goal. That's a big goal. That's something that to strive for. But at the same time, I feel like I don't have any personal goals that are like kind of like where I benefit from it. And it would still be for God, but I used to think that it was like selfish of me to, if I made a goal of like something I've been really obsessed with, guys, I have always wanted to live next to the beach. And I almost feel like if I make my goal about myself, like my goal is to go live in Hawaii for a year or something like that. I used to think that that was selfish and not allowed, but in reality, I think those goals are really healthy. And, you know, as long as God's not convicting you that that's not where you need to be, I think that's so totally fine. And it's honestly like helpful because like it helps drive me to have those personal goals. I've been really inspired recently to do this thing called a vision board. If you guys look behind me, I have this really awesome whiteboard right here. I want to erase all of that and kind of create like the vision. Like what are my goals, my personal goals, my overall goals, my financial goals, and what does the life that I am running towards look like? If it means like living in a Hawaii a year from now, what's gonna get me there and what does that look like? And like some encouraging words on the board, just so every time I walk over here or every time I feel like I forget why I'm doing what I'm doing or what I'm doing, or every time I feel like, oh man, like I hate my life sucks, even though I literally live the best, I will be the first, maybe not the first to say it, but I will say the hard things to say. It doesn't matter where you are in life, how blessed you are. Like, it doesn't matter if you're doing social media full time like me. It doesn't matter if you're freaking Taylor Swift, who's has everything at the palm of her hand right now because of her talent. It doesn't matter if you're working a 9 to 5 every day. If you lose sight of why you're doing what you're doing and what brings you joy in life, then you're not gonna enjoy your life. And recently I feel like I've been losing sight of purpose, but I've also been lacking that practical aspect of it. Like, why am I excited to wake up every day? I'm getting out of bed today because I have a really nice iced coffee waiting for me. Obviously not just that, but something that gets me excited about the days. Or maybe like I know that I have a trip to the beach coming up this weekend, or I know that like once I get a car, I'm gonna get a car soon. For those of you who don't know, at this time that I'm filming this, I don't have a car. Once I get a car, it could be like, oh, maybe I like drive to the lake one morning and I take like a sunrise swim in the lake or something like that. Like that makes me excited about my day. Like I get to do things that isn't just work. So basically this vision board is to get an understanding of what that life is gonna look like. So without further ado, let's get started on this. What time is it? I don't have a watch. Look at all these bracelets. I'm literally dressing like it's summer. Look, I got this when I went on a cruise. You better believe it. I wanted the goofiest shirt that they had. 2:20 p.m. vision board. I'll be back with the vision board done here in a little bit and then walk you guys through my vision board. Okay, bye. I'm back and the vision board is now complete. So I'm gonna just walk you guys through what I put on my vision board and why. This is the vision board. If you see here, I have my heart goal, business goals, my personal goals. I have a couple like quotes and stuff. I want to put like a couple pictures here eventually soon. But yeah, let's get started. At the top, I have Hannah, you are loved and created perfectly. The reason that I put that I'm loved and created perfectly is mainly because I forget that a lot. There's a lot of times where I'll be in the middle of like a task or something, I beat myself up a lot. Like if things don't look the way that I have them in my head, if I'm not doing good enough in my own standard of what's good enough and not God's, I forget that God created me perfectly. So even if I'm messing up, like He created me perfectly, I'm fully capable of doing the things that I want to do. Don't be afraid to try, and that it just gives me the extra confidence to kind of do everything, basically. Here we have the heart goal, and that's just kind of like the main overall goal that I talked about earlier in the video. I really want to share God's pure love to as many people as possible. So part of what I do is I create a community where people feel loved. Then I have my personal goals. Live on the beach. I really want to live on the beach. I want to like do the things that kind of get me closer to there. I want to be able to like move to Hawaii for a year. Part of why I want to make a certain amount financially and be able to continue doing this is so that I can live wherever I want while I do it. I can travel. And I know that sounds selfish, and for a long time I felt that way, but I really think that it's genuinely such an awesome way to just give myself that extra boost to keep going. And also it puts me on that path of like, what do I need to do to meet that goal in a year? Like, this is something I really, really want. So if that means like I start looking at like financial stuff now, if that's really what I want to do, maybe I start living more minimalist. Maybe like I stop buying things, or the kind of content I create so it can be content created on the go, or whatever it may be. But having that goal in my mind so that other things kind of line up with it when that time comes. Another thing is I wanted to include friends in my everyday life. So I technically include my friends in my everyday life now, but I want it to be like something I struggle with is a lot of times I don't feel comfortable being fully myself around my friends, and it's not my friends' fault. My friends are awesome and they don't like judge me for being fully myself. I am very harsh and critical of myself, so that makes it really hard. Like if I'm filming content or something and Sydney is home, she's my housemate, a lot of times I just feel really anxious and nervous, and I care so much about what she probably thinks. I'm like, oh man, what I said is probably so cringe, and like, oh, I don't want to film content in front of her because she probably thinks I sound so weird or so different or whatever it may be. But I want to start including my friends in my everyday life so that who I am on camera is the same as who I am off camera. But sometimes when I'm off camera, I don't act the same as on camera, and I want to, because when I'm on camera, I almost feel more myself these days, which is very interesting and very new. So I want to get to that place where my friends are kind of part of everything. And then I want to make content creator friends. It's actually really difficult because I can have a lot of mutuals and stuff, but finding a friend who is also a content creator who understands what I go through, understands like they're willing to film everything with me, they know how to take pictures, they want to be in pictures, like that would be so awesome. But it's also really hard because as somebody who is Christian, has Christian values, I love everyone, and I don't mind being friends with anyone, but having somebody who's close to my heart, or like a really close friend, even if they're not Christian, they would need to share my moral values. I hesitate to say this, but I feel like on TikTok especially, it's honestly really rare to find those people who share the moral values. Not that I'm putting those people down or that I don't like those people or anything like that, but for instance, I don't ever want to sexualize myself. If I'm making content on the beach and I'm in a bikini, that's fine, but I'm not going to be posing like this or like with my butt out. They keep me cold, they keep me cool, they keep me from overheating in the heat or whatever it may be. That's when I would wear a bikini out and about. You know what I mean? Just from the actions, I see that a lot on TikTok, that most people don't hold those same values or morals, and that's totally okay. I don't have any hatred towards those people, but it's really hard to find a fellow content creator friend who wouldn't influence me against my morals. It's just been kind of hard to find them. I want to spend time in nature, have an active lifestyle. That's been really big, especially since I haven't had a car recently. Life has been crazy recently. I haven't been active at all. I just sit at a computer all the time to stream video games. I want to make the house a home. If you guys have not seen the house, it's sad. Like, look at that. There's nothing here yet. And then I want body neutrality. I really want to go for that. I only ever wear t-shirts and hoodies when I post content, and I get scared to post a day in the life because I don't want to show people what my face looks like when it's puffy and I just woke up, which is so dumb. And I want to get past that so that I can I want to be able to film content on my everyday life, and part of that means not having the insecurities that I have right now. That ties in with business. I want to spend more time with the community. I want to grow to 100K plus on YouTube in 1 year, which means I'm gonna have to grind my butt off, but I really want to hold myself to that goal. I want to make a second biz like merch, but I don't really want to make merch because literally everyone and their mom has merch, and I think it'd be cool to have like maybe 1 or 2 things that are merch, like 1 hoodie and 1 t-shirt. But that's all you need. Like, merch can only go so far. But I also think it'd be cool to have a business that's separate from my social media, but you guys still support me on, so that, you know, if something ever happens in my social media, I still have that business, and it's also like I get to learn what goes into making a business and stuff. I want to post more authentic content. That goes to the whole filming everything. Financial freedom is a big one. I am terrible at finances, so I really want to hit a point where I'm not worried about money ever. And so that means taking the time to do the work and figure out finances and how to be financially stable. I want to host a meetup at least 2 times a year with you guys. That would be so cool. I think a content house would be interesting, but that's kind of up in the air. It'd be really cool to have a streaming group or team, like offline TTV or something like that. And then, like I said earlier, just make my daily life into content. I have these cute little quotes. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. I worship while you wait. Basically, like, worship is a form of gratitude and appreciation. So if I am to appreciate everything, that means worshiping God with everything that I do, and just like being grateful and having like so much gratitude for all the blessings that He has for me. This one is, no one was ever good the first time, they just didn't give up. So that one's huge. It kind of ties in with this one, which is, if you're tired of failing or starting over, don't give up. Like, duh. I actually want to talk about that for a second. I cannot fail if I don't give up. The 75 hard challenge I'm doing right now, which is basically kind of a workout challenge where you work out 2 times a day, you drink a gallon of water, take a body pic, and you read 10 pages of a book every day for 75 days straight. But if at any point, if you miss one thing of one day, or if you miss one day at all, you have to start over from day 1. But the thing about the challenge, what's really cool, is you're not actually failing. When you mess up one day, you're not failing the challenge. You keep doing the challenge until you succeed. So you're never gonna fail the challenge as long as you don't give up on it. So if you don't give up on the challenge, you might start back at day 1 10, 20 times. But there's gonna be that one day that comes where, you know, you're learning from those times that you mess up, so that you get to that point where you do the full 75 days of the challenge easy, you know? Or even like if it was hard, but you did it, you know? And you never failed because you never gave up. You may have messed up and the challenge may have taken longer than you expected, but you didn't fail the challenge. You beat it, you won. There's no such thing as failure unless you give up. And that's like such a cheesy quote, but it's so huge. I'm telling you, if you could just get that one thing. And obviously that's like, duh, you know that, but sometimes you forget. This is the other thing, is what does 2 years from now look like? Surfboards, a fit body, like a fit lifestyle, goofy friends, palm trees, sunrises, sunsets. I want to be good at video games, a gaming champ. It looks like traveling, it looks like hiking, that looks like me meeting you guys in person super often or running into you guys. And then Bible, I want the Bible to be my most read book of all time, and I also want to be reading other books. It looks like me actually being like really heavy about studying my Bible. And then this one is remember the comfort your favorite content creators brought you. This one is pretty big. Remember the days their vids were the only thing that made you smile. Honestly, I grew up pretty poor. I didn't have that much money, and so I couldn't have like a gaming console or anything. I was also bullied at school. But because of those things, my comfort was going on YouTube and watching my favorite content creators. Like, their videos are what kept me going, which is crazy to say, but genuinely it's what I looked forward to every day coming home from school, because I didn't look forward to school. I didn't look forward to coming home at all. But having my favorite content creators' videos was so comforting to me and so awesome in a time that I needed it. And I also found a community with those people. A lot of the friends that I had in high school and middle school watched the same YouTubers as me, and that's the only thing we really had in common, because everyone else would bully me. But even if it was my bully, they would like still be like, oh, you watched our video too? Cool, you know? So remembering that time of my life and remembering what those content creators did for me is just so vital, and knowing what it was like on the other side of the screen, being the one commenting, being the one liking the video and subscribing. You should like and subscribe, by the way, if you like this content, or if you like me, or if you support what I am trying to do. Just make YouTube think that I'm a lot cooler and better at this than I actually am. But just being on that other end of things, it's really like a reminder of like, this is what I'm doing for other people now, and this is why I do it. Because I know what it's like. Like, they did so much for me, now it's my turn to do that for you guys and for more people. That's my vision board for the next however long, and I'm glad that you guys made it with me. I'm glad that you guys can come with me along this adventure, and we can kind of like, we can like check in and like see how much, like when we can cross off things on the vision board and stuff together. That'd be so cool. Like, imagine we made this vision board and then like a year from now I'm literally in Hawaii. Like, imagine all of that just comes true and you guys get to watch it happen. That's so awesome. You could come back to this video. That's so cool. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining the video. If you're not already following me, go ahead, like I said earlier, like, comment, and subscribe. If you go down to the bottom, I'll have all of my links in the description below. If you guys want to go click those down below, there's also a really awesome Patreon page if you want to support me further financially. That'd be really awesome. And like and subscribe if you like the content. Alright, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful, awesome, blessed, amazing, swag rest of your day. And forehead kiss, good night. Mwah! Bye!